Episode 27, CineNerds. I'm James.
I'm JP.
And I'm Fat Pratt. We're
Trying.
here for you.
Forever Fat Pratt.
So, if for those of you who are maybe find us for the first time, we all pick movies for each episode. We do a couple live ones. Today was my pick. Went for the rom-com because I find it hilarious. America's Sweethearts, 2001 romantic comedy. There's a lot of names in this movie, and I laughed.
There's a lot
quite
of names in this movie.
I enjoyed it. You two, I'm sure you guys hated it, and I don't give a shit because I thought it was hilarious, and I don't like half the shit you guys pick, so I guess it's all fair and game. So I'll just let you guys rip me apart here, and we'll go from there.
I mean, I take it on the chin when you guys.
And that's why I said, let me have it, because honestly, nothing is worse than
I heart Huckabees.
Yes, this is easily.
Disagree.
No, I disagree. However, I did not.
He at least could follow the movie.
You need to watch.
He knew the movie. Again. He knew what was happening. He still doesn't know what happened.
Who doesn't know what's happening? I was trying not to fall asleep. I'm like, okay, we get it.
I did fall asleep. Okay. Here. So no. So let me go back. I didn't talk about this on your singles episode. I missed Alice in Chains because I fell asleep.
You missed the best part of the movie.
I did.
So, I had never seen this film because
why would you?
Why
it's
would
not a
I?
Sci-fi. It's not.
Why would I?
Weird.
I don't watch.
There's no blood.
There is some rom-coms I watch, but they're very few and far between. And
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers was good.
You call Three Musketeers a rom-com?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
It's out of his norm.
Okay.
It's an action film. I like action films.
But it was a kid-friendly action film.
Hey, I like it. I like all action films. So, I had never seen this film, and I did not like this film.
Wait. I am proud to say that there was, even though he had a despise and disdain for Huckabees, that was direct, blunt amazingness. That was just when you look to the camera.
Rainn Wilson's in this movie.
So there's an amazing cast.
I love your work. Like that's the best. That's one of the best lines.
This movie, it has its positives. I will give James this. It has its positives. It does have a great cast. Christopher Walken is amazing in this movie. Christopher Walken is the best thing about this movie.
No, I love him.
Agreed.
And I figured what was going to happen because of it being kind of a rom-com at the pretty early on in the movie, that I was like, oh, well, he's going to fall in love with the other girl, But the first hour of this movie was painful. I'm not going to lie.
Man, you're crazy.
I didn't laugh once. I didn't find it funny.
How did you did not laugh at the Dear Mom, fuck you?
No.
You didn't laugh at that.
I didn't
Dude,
laugh.
you're both broken.
I didn't
You're
laugh.
both broken.
The first hour or so
You
of
see the
this
shirt
movie,
he's wearing? We're desensitized, okay? Like,
the first hour of this movie was really, I was just kind of sitting there going, oh my God, this is worse.
Now you know how I feel every fucking movie you two pick.
This is worse than Singles. And then the last...
Wait. No.
Wait.
But then it redeemed itself.
The last 20 or 30 minutes of it, I was like, okay, it's getting a little bit fun now. This girl just said his dick
Senior
is...
Wynn says, you didn't laugh at that?
She just said his dick is the size of a roll of quarters, and I was like, I was there for it.
Didn't she say dimes?
She said quarters.
No quarters, but still, I wasn't here for that. I was more here for the afterwards, where he's like, "It's not true. It's not true."
Now, personally,
his accent is fucking great.
He's done that accent in another movie. That's why I appreciate it.
He does in Birdcage.
Yes, that
is the Birdcage.
Dude, that's a great movie.
Oh, no. I agree. And he actually really made that movie.
Personal opinion, I think Christopher Walken's film. In the film, I wanted to see that film more than the movie that I watched, though.
Oh, I would love to see more of that. I would have, like, the fact that he has the Unabomber's hut on his property to to edit films.
You're doing a full breakdown here. Just initial impressions.
That's initial impression.
Okay. Me, I'm going to throw this out as real as I can. This fucking cast, for the actors and the A-list that was there, should have fucking knocked me off of my fucking seat. It did not. It was so, and it started off really strong. I will give it that. In the first 10 minutes, the camera angles, the cinematography, all led me to believe there was some kind of unique twist to it, the way it was going to be being done. And then that shit just disappeared.
See, and I thought really, I mean, not you per se, but more him, because of how much he loves film. I thought this movie would have done him well because it's about movies. It's about how it works. It's about the junkets. It's about,
from that angle, yes.
Well, I thought you would have loved that.
Well, like I said, the film that Christopher Walken edited and was showing at the end of the film, that is the movie I wanted to see.
Me!
That is the movie I wanted to see.
Dude, imagine a special features version of that re-release with just that. That would make it, I would be more intrigued there.
Can you imagine how, as an actor or an actress, to actually have to, go make a movie, but then make a movie inside of a movie?
Wait. Did we set the name of this? I don't remember saying
I said America's Sweethearts.
I don't remember us saying that. I'm sorry.
He did.
Had an old man moment. Dementia. Fat Pratt.
Fat Pratt moment.
Yeah,
Hashtag Fat Pratt.
I will say, the one thing at the beginning of the film that I loved was when they were screening, the producer was screening the film, and he brings Billy Crystal's character in and says, "Watch this film with me." And he plays it, and it shows the opening credits, and then it's nothing.
Did it break?
He's like, did it break? No, that's all he sent. He just sent the opening credits.
That was still in the window of interesting.
Yeah.
But you didn't think it's funny when the guy, the studio hand guy's like, the man's a genius. He goes, there's only one genius in this industry. Senior Wayne says, a hand and some hair and some lipstick, and he had like you didn't think that was funny at all?
It's okay.
God damn it.
Did I laugh out loud? No.
Dude,
I mean, was it basketball comedy? No.
God, you're broken. You're so broken.
He's even looking at me weird because
we have a very large difference of what comedy is here.
I love basketball too, but god damn it. All right, well, let me explain this movie. I'm not gonna go into as much detail as you two assholes, but a long story short, huh?
I'm far from finished.
By all means, go ahead.
No, go. I want you to describe it. This is your beauty.
That way they understand what you're bitching about. So I'm going to actually give the names of the actors or actresses, so that way it makes more sense. But Catherine Zeta-Jones and John Cusack were married. They were making movies together. They were the biggest thing
since sliced bread.
Yeah, as far as movies goes, and then they made a movie, and she cheats, and they break up. And one of my favorite parts of the movie is John Cusack is with a bunch of monks in the middle of nowhere, and the guy asks him, what did you write your mom today? And he's just, dear mom, fuck you. And I think it's hilarious. But the studio needs to get them back together so they can sell this movie, or the studio is going to go under because of how much money they spent on this movie. And so Billy Crystal is getting fired. Seth Green is supposed to be taking over, and Seth knows nothing about nothing. And the studio is begging him to just do one more. And he's like, what do you want? And he goes, I want my job back. And he goes, no. And he goes, good luck. And he goes, okay. Well, first he said, I want the golf cart.
Said he wanted the golf
cart.
And
he's like, oh no, Arnold gave me that. And he goes, I don't want the fucking golf cart, but so they have to do what's called a junket. For those who, I've never even knew that's what it was called until this movie. So they get everybody, all the press together, and they're basically trying to sell a movie that is, they've not seen. The studio has no idea what this movie looks like because Christopher Walken is holding it hostage until the showing.
He's holding it hostage.
Julia Roberts is Catherine Zeta-Jones' assistant / sister.
Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki. But I mean, there's so many names in this movie, and I just disagree with Ryan, which is perfectly fine. I thought the movie was funny, so that's why I picked it. Plus, I'm just tired of watching sci-fi bullshit.
Singles wasn't sci-fi. I heard Huckabees
or just straight up bullshit.
He's looking at me. He's looking at me. I will say,
the next movie that we have to review, it might as well be a movie that we've already done.
I'm just saying,
and you know what I'm talking about.
But I have chosen specific movies to try and keep you engaged that are not sci-fi and horror. I have failed.
I'm going to need you to try harder.
I'm going back to horror and sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to try harder. I'm
going to pick a love story.
But this also was the... Shut the fuck up. I'm talking. For once, I'm engaged.
I went,
Uh-huh.
I stopped.
Uh-huh. Because I'm right. I never saw... I don't remember anything... I never saw Rainn Wilson until this movie. I don't know what he's done before this movie. I never saw... That was the first time I saw him.
What?
Yeah, I never saw him in anything. Because, you keep in mind, I don't watch TV and movies.
I thought you watched The Office.
That was after this movie. This movie was 2001.
Okay.
Yeah. Even The Super would have been after that.
Like, I mean, it says here he was active since 93. You know what? Here, real quick, since I don't go into as much detail in movies like you guys do, let's go back. His filmography actually started in 99 with Galaxy Quest. Then
Fantastic
Almost Famous, which I did see Almost Famous, but I don't think I realized... I didn't see that actually until like literally a year and a half ago. I never saw that. Heather had me watch that. So America's Sweethearts was his third actual movie. Now, when it comes to television, it says he was active in 93, but they're giving credit in 97. He was on One Life to Live for a role, The Expendables, whatever that was, television film, and then Road Rule. He was on Road Rule's Maximum Velocity Tour as the Roadmaster, uncredited. And then he was on an episode of Charmed, Dark Angel, CSI. So he was doing stuff, but like this was the beginning of his career. So to see him, and it's funny because a fight breaks out. And as the fight ends, he's just happens to be sitting there, and he's already weird. He just looks at Cusack and goes, "I love your work," as he's shoving food down this dude's face and holding him by his neck. So that's why I actually like The Office, because that moment of him, which is very small in this movie, but seeing that translate into The Office, he couldn't have been a better pick for playing Dwight. Yeah. And The Office is obviously not that great of a show, in my opinion. I do enjoy it.
It's hit and miss.
But I don't understand why it got so big. I don't get it. But I do watch it. I don't hate it. I just don't get why everyone made a big deal about it. I have socks of The Office that Waylon bought me on tour, and I love them. But I didn't get it.
I didn't either. But if I were to choose something in that realm, I'd choose Parks and Rec over that.
I see it's the same thing with that one, though. I love the show, but I still didn't get that one either. That one was actually very boring sometimes.
I think both of those series, it depends on the episode.
Like, all of these kind of came out, and I never watched them. And the one that I regret not jumping on day one was...
I don't know, Big Bang Theory?
No. What did we watch?
Oh, The League.
The League.
The League.
I don't like football, but The League is fucking hilarious.
Time the fuck out. By the way, I'm rewatching The League currently. And I just got to the one where he's trying to get rid of the au pair by bringing Rafi in. And the shit just got so funny. And I forgot that Rafi didn't even come in until the second season.
Yep.
And I was like, where the fuck's Rafi? And I'm rewatching. And he finally comes in. I'm like, finally! So I'm super excited about this.
Dude, the League, I slept on that.
The fucking babysitter is Brie Larson.
What?
The au pair is Brie Larson.
No!
Yeah!
No!
Yes. Yeah. Where have you been?
I did not recognize her. I did not even look
she
her.
grew up out of nowhere because she was on the United States of Terra, which was actually a really good show, but it didn't last long.
My mind is blown.
And then and then I saw her on that, and then she's Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, that was Brie Larson.
I did not realize
He's got to look it up now, just so he feels
I'm not looking
like
that up. I'm looking up something else, but that's fucking amazing. That just changed everything.
But I don't know. I honestly, I picked this movie though because I know how much you two love film. So I was like, it's about movies. It's about your mind is just broken right now.
No, I don't care about Brie Larson. Now I'm like, this motherfucker. I hated this fucking piece of shit film, and then he's saying that, and now I'm like, okay. So he's being kind.
But I had a reason I picked it. One, I do think it's extremely funny, but it's also about movies being made, and I don't like movies like you guys do.
I didn't hate this film. I just wasn't a fan of it. It's not my film.
Sure.
You know?
No, I get it.
And I'll say this all the time over and over. this is intentional. Me personally, like JP and I already talked about when we started this about possibly doing a podcast, and then when he made a post about something, James had commented, and it just seemed right because he definitely doesn't have the same mindset as us with the sci-fi and we needed that variety. We needed that different spin of looking at things. So I appreciate what you bring to the table.
Listen to you two talk?
But I appreciate what you bring to the table because this does keep us on our toes. It makes us look at things we wouldn't normally look at, and it's good. So,
but I just, like I said, this movie to me is just fun, and I don't know. It is what it is.
And my compliment just offset his compliment, so now I can rate the movie fairly.
I mean, budget the box office did pretty good, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I'll say this. I said that how much I really love Christopher Walken in this film because he is the highlight of the film. There's not enough Walken in this film. But the second highlight for me in this film, it's not John Cusack. It's not Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's definitely not Seth Green or Billy Crystal.
I love Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal was fine. But Seth Green, God, what a piece of shit role his character was. But the second biggest highlight for me in this film, honestly, and I hate to admit this, is fucking Julia Roberts. She's actually really good in this film.
But she's the same as she always is in every film in this.
She is the same as she is. Well, early Julia Roberts I liked a lot more with like Sleeping with the Enemy and Flatliners. But
Flatliners,
good film. But she was pretty fantastic in this film. I mean, I can't knock that she's not great in this film. John Cusack is essentially playing John Cusack that he plays in every John Cusack movie.
That all the actors are themselves in this.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, as I was watching it last night, I was sitting there trying to think, and I didn't pull her IMDb up. I should have. But I was sitting there trying to think as I was watching it. I was like, has Catherine Zeta-Jones ever did a movie that I've enjoyed? And I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, the last 20, 30 minutes of this film, like I was saying a little while ago.
You didn't laugh when he said Pussy Boy gonna go splat? You didn't laugh at that? Fuck you guys.
The last 20, 30 minutes of this film was pretty good.
I love Hank's role. Hank Azaria's role in this movie. It was... That dude he's got something that I don't know. Like he's like Birdcage, you know, like he's able to. I mean, he's not a gay man, just like.
Was he?
He was married
he
to
was on Friends too, wasn't he? I thought he had a moment on Friends.
Let me see.
Was he?
Let me see. Television. All right. So it says here, shows that you would know. He has done multiple things on The Simpsons. Mo.
Everybody's done Simpsons,
but
he's also he did a Pooh's voice from 1990 to 2020.
What was it?
He did a Pooh's name.
So he apologized. He came forward to that because he thought it was racially insensitive, and there was a whole thing.
Don't give me that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do Friends. Yeah, I forgot he was like a boyfriend or something. 94. Then yeah.
I forgot Rainn Wilson was in House of a Thousand Corpses as well.
Oh yeah, he was Fish Boy.
That's funny though. So he was on Mad About You from 95 to 99. He did 16 episodes, and I'm assuming that's when him and Helen Hunt hit it off because they were married for a year. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a big.
Wait, who was married to Helen Hunt?
Hank.
That's fucking weird.
For a year. 99 to 2000, so it didn't last long. But there was a lot of names. There was a lot of, and not every movie is for everybody, but I thought they did good, and I enjoyed it. So I don't give a shit.
If you like rom-coms, I think you'll like the movie.
Yeah. You mentioned one of Rainn's films earlier. It was Almost Famous. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that's based off of?
I do. God damn it. Heather told me. I don't remember.
So Tim Ripper Owens.
No, that's Rockstar.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one with
Rockstar.
It was
with Mark Wahlberg.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
Mix those up.
I knew where you were going, and I was like, "Oh, he's not going to say it." Yeah.
Since you've gone there, we're gonna go really off pace here. Did you guys watch? Oh, what was the name of it? I have it in my phone. There was something that just came out last year, and it was based on Fleetwood Mac. loosely based on Fleetwood Mac about a band in the 70s. And they get real big, and then it just stops.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I know what that is.
I can't remember the name of it now. Daisy Jones and the Six.
No, I didn't see it.
Watch that. Both of you watch that. Write that down. There's a soundtrack. In the soundtrack, everybody in the show that plays an instrument played it on the soundtrack.
I'm reluctantly writing this down.
Heather loved it. No, this was Heather's.
What
This was
is it?
Heather. Daisy Jones and the Six. It was a book. They have a soundtrack. All the people that played in the movie learned how to play. They can play the instrument, and they did it on the. They recorded it for the soundtrack. I can't remember what it was on. You have to look it up, but it was one of those like 8-episode hour-long things or whatever. You'll love it because it's based on music and it's based from the 70s.
You know, we should do like all of us 1 month pick a musical.
No.
Cover.
Pass.
I hate musicals.
Although I
Everything
did
in
go
my
see
soul.
back in January, my buddy took me because his wife couldn't go. I went and saw it down at Playhouse Square. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay,
That was great.
So
It
rewind.
was funny.
So let me clarify. If it is in a TV show context or a movie context, I will turn off anything that goes musical. If it is in a theatrical performance where I'm seeing it and I'm in person, yes, all day. But yeah, no.
That's wrong.
I
Man.
saw Phantom of the Opera in Toronto on a school trip. It was actually pretty cool.
I
But
told you I haven't watched Little Shop of Horrors.
And Little Shop of Horrors is awesome, and it's a musical.
Let's put it this way.
I hate Disney movies because I love Disney movies, but I fast forward the songs because I can't stand the songs.
But if you guys were to choose, that is a choice one time, I'd have to watch it. And I will watch it in that instance, but I won't just go watch those.
I'm against this whole idea, so that's fine.
Okay.
This is a 2-on-1 here.
I can still choose a musical.
You can. We haven't put any rules on this.
I'm just going to be honest with you here, and I told him I almost didn't watch Singles. I almost just read the synopsis and acted like I did. So, he called me like 3 weeks ago. He goes, "You're going to hate this piece of shit."
Hey, what was? Don't worry. He texted me last night when he's watching your piece of shit. Don't worry.
But he still hated your pick more than mine at one point. So.
No, he said it was the worst.
No, but no.
I got the timestamp.
Huckabee was still the worst. Right now, you're still. I'm second. You're at the bottom.
Let's rewind here. You actually, and I liked Radioactive Dreams, so I can't even. You liked that better than I Heart Huckabees.
Yes.
I did.
Radioactive
because I knew what was happening. I couldn't see what was happening, but I could at least figure out what was happening. I Heart Huckabees made
You
no
just
goddamn.
said the problem with your.
But I had no idea what was going on in that movie. I really had no idea what was
But
going
you had an idea what was going on in a movie that was broken up in pieces on a subpar third recording of a recording of a
Did
recording.
Did I not say when we did Radioactive Dreams? Did I not say if I had a better quality video, I would probably like this better? Did I not say that?
Nope, don't remember that.
I
He
definitely
did.
said that.
Nope, not.
I definitely said that.
did. He definitely 100%
definitely
did.
said.
Nope, didn't happen.
Yes,
Nope.
you want me to go timestamp that
I'm not
bitch?
talking about.
He actually went as
I'm
far as
looking away for a reason.
he actually went as far as saying he might actually enjoy that movie
If it was a better
if it
quality
was a better
version.
quality.
You know what's funny? If we went back and we did timestamp, I bet that if we looked at the ratings, what you gave that one to what you gave Singles, I'd win.
I would no that I'll say yes, but I can also justify that because I said for the time of what it was, I get it because of like you said the music, the grunge. It has something that those of us who grew up in that time frame, that timeline, could understand and
So
identify
it was
with.
better than Radioactive Dreams. I got you. Okay, we're good. We move forward now.
That's not what I'm saying. For me, it was just I'm not. I Heart Huckabees is still at the bottom. We were talking about I Heart Huckabees, not Singles.
Actually,
Don't try to spin this shit around.
The lowest rated film on this show is my pick for the party animal.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair assessment.
I would rather watch I Heart Huckabees again and try to understand it before I watch that shit again.
I would not.
Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Another live episode option. Rewatches.
No, I don't want to do either one.
I can watch the party animal again
Oh, my
and
goodness.
again.
I bet you could. 1,000 times worse. I'll never trust you again.
There's a character named Elbow in it.
I didn't realize that American Sweethearts was Billy Crystal actually wrote it.
He wrote and produced it.
Yeah, yep. I didn't even realize that.
That's why it's a pile of shit. This is later years.
I liked him in City Slickers.
I love City Slickers.
And 2. I'll even give 2 credit.
Didn't they do 3?
Nah, I think they only did 2, or I only watched 2 of them.
Well, let's find out. That's why I have the internet.
Billy Crystal is great, and I think that was part of my disappointment in this. Was again, you had an amazing cast, and I spoke highly of this. And I mean,
yep, it's only 2.
There was a scene, and I forgot what the scene was, but it's right in the first 10 minutes, and the camera is literally panning in a 360-degree angle around the room and coming back full circle. And when it was doing that, I was like, okay, all right, if we're going to have different camera angles and they're trying to do this for fixation and go back and forth, then I'm going to be all about this. This is a little bit of flair. It's got a little bit of fun. But from that point forward, it's like that all disappeared and it went into a straight story. And I think if it had a little more avant-garde or a little more different element that made it more exciting and not just a straightforward ex-wife, and they're trying to force an ex-wife and a husband to get back together, it doesn't work out, he falls in love with his sister. I think when it comes to that, that's where it fell off for me. I really wanted to give this a chance because, again, that cast is awesome. And Christopher Walken, he's Christopher Walken. I don't think he can do any wrong in my eyes. And I'm sure there's something out there where he did a bad job, but God, he's great.
It's not often if he's ever done anything bad.
You know, a movie deserves a rewatch from me, which I have to go back and watch. Did you guys ever see The Suicide Kings?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to go back and rewatch that because I remember that being pretty decent.
I never saw Harry Met Sally until I met Heather.
I saw that at too young of an age, and I didn't like it. And I watched it like when it first came out, like young. So that was not one that was on my radar that I enjoyed and never wanted to go back and give another chance to.
Well, while we're talking about the actors in this movie, because it's got a decent list, and we're talking about Christopher Walken, what's your favorite Christopher Walken film?
Probably The Deer Hunter.
Really? Okay, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
How about you?
Walken? It's not really his movie, but I really loved him as Max Shrek.
Is who?
Max Shrek. Batman Returns.
Oh, right on. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
I like he played that, like, you know, when he threw out the window, he was like, whack, you know, like he's so good at playing one side and going to the other, and he might have besides Morgan Freeman, he might have one of the most iconic voices we've ever heard.
For sure.
When you hear it, you know it. Like, you hear Morgan, you know it's Morgan. You hear him, you know it's him.
Walken would be a great option as a secondary narrator in anyone's life, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
For me, I'd have to go with The Prophecy.
The Prophecy's good. Prophecy's good.
I love the biblical approach to that. I love how it gets reapproached, and I love the line. I'm going to butcher this. Yeah. He goes, shh, and he points at the guy, and he tells him, he's something to the effect of...
He goes, you know how you got this right here? And he looked at him confused. He says, think back when you were a baby, before you were born. He said, you were crying, and I came up to you and went...
And it was so fucking ballsy, like just the way he did it in the Walken fashion. You're like,
because he plays an archangel. Is it Gabriel he plays? Michael. It's Michael. Okay.
No, wait, you're right. Gabriel.
Is it Gabriel? Okay.
No, he is Gabriel.
I was gonna say because I think Michael is the one that's actually that had originally escaped, and Gabriel was hunting Michael.
Right, because he's the archangel. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's really not much else to say about this movie. I know this hasn't been a long episode, but I mean, you guys didn't like it. I don't want to give too much away about it. I want people to go watch it because I do think it's funny, and there are a lot of names in it, so it is what it is. But
I will say,
what do you think it cost to make this movie?
Well, before we get to that, real quick, one thing I do want to reference: the makeup. Whoever did the fucking makeup on Julia Roberts for fat Julia Roberts in this film?
Oh yeah.
Top fucking notch. Top tier, top notch.
That's a fair assessment.
It is.
It really is.
When I saw fat Julia Roberts in this movie, I was like, what the... Is that is Julia Roberts?
Don't mind me, I'm triggered. You said fat.
Well, I say fat in the kindest of ways.
Thank you.
Well,
sir.
I mean, they did. She was heavier when she was younger in the movie, and they did a really good job of adding on the pounds that were necessary to make her
Unattractive.
She didn't look that bad though,
No.
in my opinion.
And I say that. I like thick women. So, I say that with a lot of respect. So,
JP, don't come to my house. My lady's got booty, and I love it.
What do you guys think this movie cost to make?
I'm gonna guess it was a passion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that it was a passion project from Billy Crystal. He probably called in some favors with a lot of these famous actors, and I'm gonna say between 10 and 15 million.
I'm gonna go way higher than I'm going 50 to 60.
46.
Oh, I was way off then.
That cast, there's no way they could have gotten around too many. Like even favors, they still have to get paid. So that many people.
That's fair.
Do you know the guys I like the most? I forgot real quick. I forgot the two the guys at the hotel, the security guards. I don't know why those two. They had me. Like, guys, we got these beautiful bags, diamond earrings. Oh, I've seen the bags. They're nice. Like those two cracked me up. Like, sir, we still gotta. Nope. Here, take these. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I like those two too. Also, box office. 46 million to make it. What do you think the box office did?
I would imagine this movie did not make a ton of money. A lot of rom-coms, I always feel like are. I feel like that's a high budget for a rom-com, but so I'm gonna say 60 million.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna say 79 million because I imagine this is one of those movies that the trailer with all the big name faces on it looked great, and people went to see it, and so 79 million.
It made 92.3 million. It ended up at 138.3. So,
Well, I was way off on every one of mine.
so it did actually pretty well, for what it is. What's funny is the thing is this is a movie that I never hear people even talk about, and I bring it up because I think it's fucking hilarious. So
I had never heard of it, and this is my first watch.
I had heard of it, but I had never seen it, and I honestly didn't know what it was about. But I knew that it existed.
Well, suck it. I made you watch it.
Well,
I get one payback times two.
Hey, no, that's your fair. That's your rate. And movie times two. Like I said, I've been trying to choose movies that were neutral.
I need you to try harder.
Jesus.
Okay,
And I have legit picked some movies I thought you might generally like.
You suck.
What we're saying is we think about you, James.
And like I said, I tried to do the same with this because it's about making movies.
Lies!
Hey, and I'm very conscious because I could be like, oh, well, let's watch Terrifier or some crazy fucking movie.
Won't do it.
And I don't do that because I know that you.
Because I won't do it.
Oh, bro, there's such a love and a moment to when he's sawing her up
Do
in
you?
half.
Yeah.
bro.
Do you not remember what I told you about my wife when she was watching that?
No.
I knelt down next to her because I was doing shit. He killed the first one in that movie, and I was like, I'm good. I don't want to watch this shit. And I started doing shit. I don't remember what I went back in my room, my studio room, or I don't know what I did. I came out. And I went to go get something in our house is open floor plan, so like you can see the TV from the kitchen. And it was at that part, and I was just like, I took my drink. It was like 9:15, 9:30 at night, and I walked over behind the couch, in the L-shaped couch, and I knelt down, and she hit pause, and I go, "That's disgusting, and you're disgusting for watching this. I'm going to bed." And I went to bed, and I turned on Scrubs, and I went to sleep.
It was good stuff. Great scene.
You know what? I'm going to take this episode down a different road. I'm going to do this right now. What is the one movie that is so bad, either you won't talk about it ever again, or
that I've seen?
That you've seen. And I don't mean like in just it was a bad movie.
You do need to understand something.
I mean like it was grotesque.
I don't even know because I don't really like watching blood and gut movies.
So to you, like
just seeing that, I was like, I'm never gonna watch these movies. You guys can pick them. I won't watch them.
Okay, what movie would be that for you? I know.
I mean, because you have to. I want you guys to know. Hold on, I want you guys to know something. I've seen a lot of B-rated horror movies because back in the day, had a girlfriend living in an apartment, not a lot of money, you're younger, you're trying to get by. So we would go rent cheap movies. And it was always ended up being some cheap bullshit horror movie that I would just go, this is so stupid. This is so, like, it really, actually, really, like, I never liked it before. And I've seen a lot. I don't remember the titles. It was 20-something years ago. I don't remember the titles. All I know is Jeepers Creepers. Let's just go off of that, okay? That's not even a B-rated movie, correct?
I won't even watch that film, but for other reasons.
You're driving down the road, and the guy fucks with you, and then you see him go, you're not going back to look down that hole.
Is it director related?
It's director related. I won't watch that film.
But like, can you write a horror movie that actually would actually happen? Because there's always something that makes you go, nope, there it is. There's that one thing that would never fucking happen.
So what I'm saying about I won't watch Jeepers Creepers isn't because it's so disgusting.
No,
it's the fact that I don't support that film, and I'm going to be very vocal about that right now, that the writer, director, creator of the Creeper, of Jeepers Creepers, is a convicted pedophile, and I will not watch that series.
No idea.
I will not watch that series, and I will not have anything to do with that series.
I had no idea. Yeah. I had no idea because I don't like those movies.
Yeah, no, I knew you didn't.
I'm just using that, but that is like that one part right there is like why I don't like that style of movies. Because there's always something in there. You would never follow them. You would never.
But
like,
that's horror. That's
why I don't like it. It's so unrealistic.
Yeah, but people are stupid in horror films.
Like, you don't have
a film.
How do you guys feel about the new Strangers?
I've not watched the new ones.
Looking forward to seeing the new one.
I actually didn't hate the other one. The one that was years ago. I saw it. I didn't hate it.
The first one I enjoyed. I didn't like any of the sequels. I don't know if I have any desire to see this one because it's just a remake. So, and
I thought it was a prequel.
No, it's a remake.
I thought it was a prequel too.
No, it's a prequel.
I thought it was a remake because they're remaking a whole trilogy.
No, I think it's a prequel.
Because everything that I've read is supposed to be a remake. They're rebooting or reboot the whole series, and I just wasn't interested.
Chapter 1.
So here's my take on what you said with Jeepers Creepers. So with Jeepers Creepers, to me, it's kind of like Roseanne Barr's scenario. Roseanne Barr got canceled. They made the show The Conners because they wanted to make sure the actors and the people were still taken care of. So to me, I want to support the film for the actors, the original Jeepers Creepers. I won't go buy it. I won't rewatch it for the same reasons as you. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch the last one that was filmed in Canada, and they had a whole big thing about it. But yeah,
I really want to. I really want to support the original film because of Jason Long. I love Jason Long. Jason
Long's great.
I love Jason Long, but I cannot watch it. I can't. So that movie's been swore off by me.
What is your movie though that is so disturbing that you have to look away? And
I don't think there's anything so disturbing that I've really ever been like, I can't watch. Other than where I've said in the past with that serial killer confession thing. But if we're talking film and not like a series like that for the stupid murder porn that you women seem to like, probably, was it the Serbian film?
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw that because I had a singer who loves every horror, everything, collects B-rated, and that was a movie that he watched, and let someone borrow it and said, I was like, "Do you ever get it back?" He goes, "I don't want it back."
Yeah,
that was the one. He was like, "No."
I've watched it, and I've watched it. Like, now was I like?
Didn't it get banned in the United States?
No, not that I know of.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Not that I know.
Pretty sure they put a ban on it.
I hadn't heard that, but I mean, I've watched it, but it's just one of those things. Just like I'll never watch that again.
I'm sorry, it does here says Strangers Chapter 1, a prequel to the 2008 original film.
Okay,
a Serbian film. My friends and I promised we'd never even say the name of the film again if we saw it because it was so fucked up. But my friend,
I like the music though.
Chris Schaefer, one of my best friends in the world. He's like, Ryan, he goes, if you can get this downloaded, you can get this pirated, let's go. And he heard it from Dieter on fucking Rover's Morning Glory show. And so it was supposed to be this horrible thing. It was supposed to be this horrible, vile movie, blah, blah, blah. I downloaded it, I pirated it, pulled it on. We watched it at my buddy's house. And I think I walked out of his house twice during the showing of this movie. And I actually told him at one point, again, dearest friend, And I go, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you, because I had to walk out twice because it was so bad that the parts I saw that really fucking took it home, they weren't right at all. And to give a little bit of a precursor to this, there's a part where it's the guy who the movie revolves around. He's a washed up porn star, and he gets this one big gig to go back at it. And what ends up happening is more of a snuff scenario, and he's in a sex scene, and he's on drugs, and they hand him a machete while the sex is happening. And you can go from there. I'm not going to give details, I'm not going to talk about it, but that scene in itself already set the momentum for me. I walked out, I was like, I don't think I can watch the rest of it. And I came back into 2 more scenes that took it well beyond that, and I'll never watch it again. I want nothing to do with it again. It's awful.
We've had people recommend us do that film as a review, and I will just go ahead and tell you, and I'll review pretty much anything. If you
want someone to watch that, no, I'm just going to be honest. Like, as I have not seen it, but I've seen the trailer and I've heard enough. If you like that movie, you have a problem.
I don't think anyone likes the movie.
I'm not going to review that movie, and I know James isn't going to review that movie, and I'm pretty sure Ryan is not going to review that movie.
But
Terrifier, on the other hand, I'll do fucking Terrifier. You know, unrealistic, over the top fucking gore for just stupidity of it. Sure, something like that.
That was realistic as shit.
No, it wasn't.
According to what I was told, it was.
But
Terrifier?
No,
I'm talking about
no.
Terrifier.
I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That film. No.
I'll just say this from my side. So if somebody's suggesting that, I don't think that it's something they liked. I think they just wanted to hear our reactions to see how we felt about it.
There's our reaction.
So now you know that. And I know we started with America's Sweethearts and went into this, but. That's something that I will never watch again. It's something I would never want to do with ever again whatsoever. It's that crosses some lines for sure.
I will say, years ago, there was a movie that I felt like that about, but I cut it off when this scene happened and never finished the film. But then when I went back and actually finished it, I was like, okay, this is actually one of my favorite horror films. High Tension. Did you ever see that one?
I don't remember.
There's a scene pretty close to the very beginning that they go pretty far. Now, it's not graphic, but it's what they do goes pretty mental, and you know what's happening. And so I know the first time I watched that, I cut it off and said, I'll never watch this movie again. And I spent probably another year, and finally somebody was like, no, just finish it. Just get past that scene. Trust me. I did it, and I was like, okay. This movie's actually fantastic. It's a great horror film. Serbian film? No. It's not like that. You can't go back and be like, oh, no. There's nothing good about that
Fuck
film.
that. I have one other movie I'll never watch again. The Fall. Fuck you, The Fall.
The Fall. All right, ratings on the rom-com. Let's get back to the rom-com.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to go first at this point.
You normally say, I do what I want. I'm James.
Yeah, but I'm trying to follow the rules. So
he's going to do 5.877763.
So I gave Singles, 2.5? I'm going to give it a 2.6er.
Sixer.
What a dick.
It's going to be one higher. Yeah, one higher than Singles.
Walken couldn't give it a point, 2?
Walken's the only saving grace, my friend. So the entire cast, great. Walken, even more great. The start of the movie, which I felt had a lot of promise and then it fell away from for me, is the only reason I'm rating it as high as I am. But I'm going to go 2.5 as well on this one.
What you got, James?
I give it a 4.
4.
You said it was one of your favorite
4.
movies. Don't pull back because of us.
4.
No, 0.9, 0.053.
Sure, add that in. Why not? It almost rounds up to 4.
How do we get our averages? How do we figure out our averages for this?
No, I really like the movie. There's always room for improvement, in my opinion.
Well, like I said earlier, if you like rom-coms, you're probably going to enjoy this movie.
Look, I've realized doing this show, I prefer to watch movies that I don't have to really, don't get me wrong, I just watched Oppenheimer. I got to pay attention because I like seeing stuff that has happened and learning about it.
So I'm going to stop you right there because I think we talked about this in a previous episode because I did not like Oppenheimer. Did you like it?
Yeah. Only because I didn't know much about the whole situation.
Okay.
So I learned something watching it. And it also made me realize that I really just don't like our government.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you hire a guy to do something, and then you try to persecute him for it. Like,
I mean, I thought the movie's good. It's just too long and drug out.
no, it was slow, but I mean, I was into it because I didn't know anything about it. You know, like I like not to act like not to say I'm stupid. I didn't know. I mean, I knew about the bomb. But I didn't know the background to it. And so Cillian, or however you say his name, I love Murphy as an actor. He is up there with me with Keanu Reeves. Is like I love the guy.
Have you seen Sunshine?
No.
Because that was what he was talking about.
Yeah, that was on one of my honorable mentions and on our top 5 last episode.
But I really I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was long. It could have been cut shorter for sure. You know, the only movie that I feel was long and deserved to be long was The Dark Knight.
Well, Dark Knight.
There's nothing I would have cut out of that movie.
The pacing was good in The Dark Knight.
It kept you going. Like, just when you thought it was going to be over, oh, now they're on a boat. And now Debo's deciding who dies.
Zeus.
But with that being said, and I need to watch that again.
3cinenerds@gmail.com is our email. Please
Good
send
job,
us
Ryan.
any emails that will give us suggestions, pointers, things that you would like to see. We would love to hear it all. What you got?
Pointers.
He's pointing. I knew it was coming. Some dumb shit. That said, also, for your audio experience, if you are listening to our podcast on an audio platform, please go to our bio on our Facebook and check out whatever platform suits you and go on there and leave us a review.
Write a review on our Facebook page, on Apple Podcast, any place that you can find us on that you can actually type a review. Leave us a rating. You can do that on Spotify. Please invite your friends. Invite them to follow our YouTube channel, like and subscribe, follow our Facebook, follow all of our Apple Podcast, Spotify pages. Thank you.
See ya.
Peace.